Being a big fan of the Mega Man franchise, the game 20XX has always caught my eye, but now that it's out on console, I definitely had to give it a try. But is this procedurally generated Mega Man-inspired game a timeless classic, or is this one a failure no matter what year it is? 20XX launched in August of 2017 on PC, now making its way over to most home consoles. This game is very much a Mega Man-inspired game, but has a bit of those roguelike, procedurally generated qualities that pretty much every indie game has nowadays. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, it just means that 20XX doesn't stand out as much amongst its peer group. What's going to make it stand out though is the fact that it's very much a Mega Man game, inspired by the early X series in particular. You have two playable characters in Ace, who plays very much like Zero, and then Nina, who plays very much like X. Each one of these characters has a chargeable move, with Ace being focused around his saber, and you have Nina, who has the arm cannon-like weapon, able to charge it up and blast through multiple enemies across the screen. Each character does have a couple of different weapon types they can use, and this does change up the feel of the character dramatically. There's also the sub-weapons that you can get for defeating bosses. You can pick them up after defeating the boss, or you can decide to keep your sub-weapons you already have and just grab a different upgrade instead, which can be very useful. And there's also other weapons that you can find scattered in chests in the different spots of the levels. There's lots of nooks and crannies to look into. The thing is, though, you can't memorize anything in the game because it's all procedurally generated. The order of the levels each time, you start off with one stage. Once you complete it, you'll get a couple of different levels to choose from, and then once you complete them all, you'll of course beat the game. The thing is, though, there's permanent death, where if you die, it's game over and you get to start over from the very beginning. There is an easy difficulty that you take less damage, and there are 3 lives, but the same thing remains. You run out of lives, it's game over, and you're starting over from the hub. This is what makes the game fun, though. As you keep trying to get farther and farther in, you'll eventually get better and better permanent upgrades, and thus have a more powerful character to eventually best the game. For the most part, the gameplay is very solid, and it's fun to dash, jump, climb, and blast my way through level after level. Some, of course, designs for the stages, since it is all procedurally generated, are more annoying than others, but it's all, of course, luck of the draw. The boss battles have a nice variety and difficulty to them. You have some patterns to learn, and overall were quite enjoyable to kind of figure out how to beat each one. Along with the main game, the 3 difficulties, there's also the daily challenges you can take on. There's co-op, both couch and online. Online had a little bit of lag for me, that could just be my connection, though the couch co-op worked flawlessly. I'm happy to report from the technical side of things, there's no crashes or major bugs. 20XX is available now for $17.99 on the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. It's also available on PC, and it does have a Platinum Trophy on PS4. Overall, if you're someone who enjoys roguelike games as well as Mega Man games, this is definitely a game you need to check out. It has very solid gameplay and overall has a decent amount to it that roguelike fans and Mega Man fans will find enjoyable. However, if the idea of the permanent death and those roguelike elements aren't really that interesting to you, or you're not into that, you're probably going to want to avoid it or maybe wait for a sale. With all that said though, I'm going to be giving 20XX on the PS4 an 8 out of 10. But anyway guys, I'm going to wrap up this review. I'd like to thank you for watching, and of course I hope you enjoy.